hello, everyone. We are back, and this time we have someone really special for you. Hi. What's up, Isham? Kya hal chal? We have NINAD with you guys, and like I'm not big enough to give his introduction. I would hand it to Ninad to explain what does he do. And guys, he is a Bundesliga expert, so we have a Bundesliga expert with us today. And
I don't know.
thank you so much, Neeraj, for doing this. This is really huge for me. And yes, like everyone says, it's a miracle for me as well. As my time.
Yeah, that's perfect, man. That's perfect. Listen, I'm happy to do it. But to everyone who's tuning in, hello, first of all. I'm a freelance journalist. I'm currently working out of India. And as Ayush has said, I am a Bundesliga expert. I don't call myself an expert, but I have been working with the league for about a season and a half now, or near about 2 seasons actually. So I mostly work with the social media team, a little bit of website content. And aside from that, I've also been doing more work more recently for BBC Sport and the Premier League website. So yeah, got my hands in a lot of different
Absolutely.
pies, but yeah.
I'm
Hey,
glad.
there's Ritvik.
I'm glad Ritvik is here.
Perfect.
And Ritvik, if you're free, let me know. It'll be great to have you on the stream as well right now. If you're free, text me right now, brother.
Oh, putting him on the spot.
A lot of guys know you already. Come on.
Oh my God. Hey, Sam, that's very kind of you. Thank you so much.
But let's just get right into it.
Yeah.
I saw one of your podcasts with Anfield Watch, and you were talking about Frimpong and Wirtz initially when the rumors started. So let's just not talk about Frimpong. Let's just talk about Wirtz first. Ki jab aaya, what did you think? Did you have the thoughts that this guy will go to Bayern like every other person thought that he's a player from Germany, he'll go to Bayern, or you had that Liverpool can definitely get him?
I think the initial feeling was कि देखो जब summer start हुआ तो obviously the rumors, even before the summer, I would say the rumors were that Bayern was strongly linked with him, and they made no secrets of their desire for him, like this Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and all of them, like all the senior executives, like talking about him in a very public sense, and that's what Bayern chiefs do. So I think it's sort of well known that their interest in Wirtz was very significant. That being said, I think the finances involved maybe sort of stumped them a little bit, and that's where I think Liverpool have sort of been able to take the sort of initiative in this situation where not just Bayern stepped out. Remember, Man City also stepped out like very early. So I think all of that just paved the path for them to sort of step in and be like, hey, you know what, we're ready to pay the money, we want this guy, and you know what, the money they've paid, he is worth it, and he is going to prove to be worth all of that money in the years to come. So I'm very excited to see
that whatever the money, like 100 million, 116. Let's just go with the add-ons as well. Like 160 million pounds, Liverpool has paid. You agree that it's worth it?
Absolutely. I mean, I've said it since like last season. This guy is going straight to the top, and yeah, for Liverpool to get him, especially after winning the Premier League, I think this is the perfect way for Liverpool to get someone in of his quality, and like it's a perfect statement to like make sure that they are still in that race, still in the title race next season. And if obviously now with Wirtz and Frimpong into the team, they are arguably the title favorites. It's theirs to lose already with such star power. So yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very fun for me to see how these two players adjust, because I've had a lot of fun watching them. So yeah.
The main thing which I have like with Wirtz is that the main worry which I have with Wirtz is that his physicality, like whatever I was researching on him as well, and that's the main like sort of a red flag which came out. He is not that physical, but at the same time, I remember your words clearly that he is an artist, and I agree that he's an artist. He dribbles really well. He's press resistant as well. So, do you think that would factor in this league, and it'll help him offset that physicality issue?
See, Dekho, I think when a player comes in from outside the Premier League. There's obviously that physicality factor. 9 times out of 10, even if you're the strongest player, like Darwin Nunez, even for example, like when we came into the Premier League, he's the perfect athlete kind of player. But you would imagine that this is the kind of player who would adjust to the Premier League immediately. And even if he did adjust to the pace of the Premier League, I think physically even he had a learning curve. So I think that learning curve is sort of inevitable with every player that comes into the Premier League. So with Wirtz, I think yes, he's going to take a little bit of time to sort of adjust to the pace of the Premier League, but I don't think he's a player that necessarily suffers under pressure or like is easily just shrugged off the ball when he's like being tackled or someone, because he really sort of uses his body well to shield the ball and like sort of navigate from those spaces, and almost like Hazard-esque in the way that he protects the ball and then sort of gets it out of his feet into the wide areas or inside the sort of dangerous areas inside the penalty box. So
Yeah.
he's very, very crafty like that.
How do you see it is as clear as a day Trent went off, and that is the biggest reason we went for Wirtz, because we needed creativity, if not Trent level, but at least way better than Trent as well. And I personally believe he's way better than Trent in that terms as well. But how do you see him playing with us? Like, you have seen him closely with Leverkusen starting from left, but my theory is, if Liverpool doesn't buy a striker this summer window, मुझे ऐसा लगता है that he is capable enough to play that false nine role, because he has done it with Leverkusen as well against big teams, especially against Bayern as well. So what do you think that do you think Slot would prefer him to play on left, and नाम का ही left पे खेलता है, he usually drifts inside and controls the game from there. So what's your point of view on that, where he will start or where he will predominantly play?
So my thinking currently is that he probably fits best starting on the left, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see the dynamic he develops with Milos Kerkic when he does come into the team, because also that's a transfer that's rumored to be close to being done. If you look at the reports from today. So again, I think that's going to be very interesting to see how that relationship develops, because he already has a very good dynamic with Frimpong on the other side. And as he said, he doesn't always just stick to the wide areas. Wirtz is someone who wants to come inside, who wants to influence the game in every area, and he wants to have possession in deeper areas. He wants to link mid defense and attack in that sense, and then just be that connective tissue between a defense and attack. So I think in that sense, he wants to have an overall influence on the team.
Yeah.
So मेरा thinking अभी ऐसा है कि he will start most games on the left, but as you said, I can absolutely see him be that false nine presence, because that could enable having more attackers on the pitch, because if you have Wirtz in the false nine position, you can continue with Diaz or Hakpo on the other side. You can still have Szoboszlai in the team, somewhere in that midfield configuration, depending on how you want to configure Gravenberch and McAllister. So yeah, there's a whole few different ways they could go about it, and again, that's another positive headache I think for Arne Slot, like having Wirtz so intelligent and so capable in so many different areas. So I think it's going to be very
I
interesting to see
remember
how
a
that
lot of
goes.
people on my channel as well saying ki, now what will happen to Sobos, like kya hoga? And I was like, this is not my problem to have. That's a really good headache to have, and that's a problem
Yeah,
with Arne Slot, not with me. I'm glad that
absolutely.
we're getting such a world class player. Wirtz reminds me more of a David Silva than KDB. I don't think physicality will be an issue. Him in the pockets of space is going to be lethal. That is that
Great,
is that
great
is
shot, Manadeep. Yeah, that's a great shot.
I think a player which has a quality like Wirtz, you don't need much of a physical game because you can just dribble
It's
out there.
true.
Absolutely,
If you
absolutely.
can just dribble, then that's fine. If you
And
can
he's
just dribble out of
pretty good
space,
at that.
he is fantastic. Yeah,
Wirtz is
he
pretty.
is. He
And I
is.
have seen one particular really good thing about him is that, uh, like what KDB used to do or David Silva used to do, even if they think that there's a half chance to create something out of it, he does that. He gives that pass, and basically high variance creation kind of a player. So
Yeah.
uh, that is the reason I want Liverpool to buy a number 9 as well, because with Wirtz in and Salah and Gakpo or Diaz on the side, I want a number 9.
Oh man, I mean, I think that would be just perfect, because I think he's so there's two things that have happened. I think with Wirtz that have been very interesting is that he's I think he's shown a really good adjustment with two different types of strikers at Leverkusen in the last two seasons.
Yes.
So because in 2023-24, he had Victor Boniface, who was incredible alongside Wirtz. He and Wirtz were just, vibing on the same level on the pitch and like just completely dismantling defenses because they were both all over the pitch. Boniface always liked to drift out wide. That left Wirtz in the middle. If Wirtz drifted out wide, Boniface stayed, and so they both developed a very interesting dynamic. And this season, Boniface has sort of fallen down the pecking order, which is, brought Sheik back into the conversation. And Sheik, as you know, is more of a traditional number nine. And Watts has adjusted to that perfectly well. Like he's accepted more of a creative role and become, again, that sort of chance creation hub for the team, which he already was, but he was also getting on the end of more chances the season before last.
Yeah.
So I think you are already seeing how Wirtz can sort of adjust and, I would say, anticipate the needs of what his number nine requires. And so in that sense, I think if Liverpool do get a number nine, and with the names that are in the conversation, the likes of Alexander Isak and whatnot, I think Isak would be quite something if that does happen. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get too ahead of myself for you guys. But yeah, it will be very interesting to see. Yeah, what happens.
Well, which team do you support? Like, let them know.
Yeah, let's can we okay. I am a Man United supporter, but yeah, let's not talk about that too much. Yeah, let's stick to words, Ayush. Yeah, what do you want to talk about words? Let's talk about words.
Do you think there has been some unreal pressure on Wirtz even before? I haven't seen him play that much. Let's be very honest about it. Dekha hai, but utna nahi dekha. NINAD has followed him very closely. But the one thing I can say about Florian Wirtz is that he thrives on pressure. I don't think so. He succumbs to the pressure. What do you think about that?
I
Like he
agree. I
loves that.
agree.
The center stage is on him. The light is on him. I think he likes that, right?
Yeah, and I mean, listen, the way his transfer was announced by Liverpool and the way, he spoke about his own transfer, like, I'm here to win. I'm not here just to have fun. Where that's Wirtz.
Yes.
That's Wirtz's mentality. Like he wants to just get in there. He wants to, win games, and he has a very elite mindset in that sense. He's very grounded also. Like he doesn't care too much about, the other stuff that surrounds the game as such. So in that sense, I don't think he's going to be too phased by the pressure, because you have to remember, like, this is a player who, alongside Jamal Musiala, is arguably, Germany's torchbearer for the upcoming generation, and is currently arguably one of the best number 10s in the world, if not the best. So yeah, I think he's going to be absolutely fine. And yeah,
In last two seasons, a GA of 45, 46, I don't think so. It's bad. I think it's pretty good.
absolutely, yeah. And
KK is
yeah,
holding the
it's
width with Wirtz left interior, and at the same
yeah.
time, Frimpong holding the width and Salah coming inside and Wirtz there. I
It's
can.
gonna be something. It's gonna be something. I think what excites me a lot about the kind of strategy that Liverpool have sort of executed this summer is that they're going all in on a very offensive team, where they're, having a lot of athletes, having Frimpong, Kerkish, having, those two fullbacks, two very non-conservative fullbacks, I would say, go always bombing on up the pitch and being like an asset in forward areas. So I think that's going to be very, very exciting and interesting to see how they develop a dynamic with the existing wingers. Obviously, with Salah now, I think the athletic burden on him is going to reduce. You're going to see him create
Absolutely.
more chances and be on the end of more passes. But maybe he has to do lesser running, and maybe that's even better for him in the longer run. So we'll see. We'll see. I think there's a lot of exciting offensive potential,
And
and
as
all of that is, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like
crazy
you
good.
said,
Yeah.
that it'll be less pressure on Salah, and I want that because last season, if you have seen that, a lot of fans said that Salah is way too wide. Salah is way too wide. He's not able to come inside. He's not able to do something in few of the matches. If you remember, for example, PSG match,
Hmm.
right? He was way too on the right side touch line, and he was basically trying to stretch the pitch. Do you think with Frimpong coming in and Frimpong occupying that space, with Salah coming inside, the one thing I love about Frimpong is that he can run those channels up and down the whole 90 minutes. But the one complaint or a red flag I have with Frimpong is that he's not that traditional right winger, right? A lot of people are saying, "Yeah, he khel lega, winger khel lega." I believe that he's more of a right wing back. If you tell him to start from that right wing position, I don't think so. वो उतना कर पाएगा because he doesn't have that flair. Let's be very honest about it. But do you think in those kind of matches where you have to go all attack, all gun go to against the other opposition, do you think he's capable enough to play that role and not lose ball as well up front? Because agar ball lose kiya, then counter attack is like up there ready to go.
See, I think that is a big sort of question to ask about Frimpong, because as much as he has a lot of exciting attacking potential, and don't get me wrong, he's one of the best wing backs and best attacking wing backs out there. I think defensively there are some questions to ask about his application in terms of, like, having the sort of awareness to, like, mark his player, and like there are some questions to be asked. And yes, there are some sort of drawbacks to him in terms of his game going back, sort of tracking back and things like that. But the effort is always there with him, and I think that's the reason why you've seen Alonso trust him to play that right wing role in the big games, where he wants him as high up the pitch as possible. He wants him to stretch opposition backlines and make runs in behind. And in that sense, he's very much a volume runner, where he'll constantly run into space and behind, and he'll expect the likes of Frimpong, Salah to find him with those runs, because all you need is one or two of those runs to work out, and he's going to score, because he's the kind of player where he needs a 6 or 7 chances to probably get one
Yeah,
or two. And I mean, from your fullback, I think that's pretty good going. Um,
yeah,
so
absolutely,
so I
absolutely.
think it's gonna be interesting. I think athletically he is absolutely fine in that right wing spot, and as you say, your doubts about him being a traditional right winger are very well placed, because he isn't the greatest in 1v1 opportunities. Like, he doesn't got sort of dribbles in his locker that he's just going to use to maneuver himself out of 1v1 spaces.
Absolutely.
What he is going to do is just knock the ball past you and outrun you every time. Like, 9 times out of 10, he's just going to outpace his fullback always. But
And the best thing
yeah,
is he is very lethal in his crosses, at least from that right winger position. At least एक चीज है कि it's not that misplaced crosses. He's very lethal in them.
I think the crossing aspect is that he's very different from Trent, in the sense that Frimpong
Absolutely
is not someone who will, like, cross the ball early, or he's not someone who will sort of deliver it with a lot of whip and a lot of bend. But he is excellent at sort of attacking the byline and just getting excellent high value cutbacks into the box,
cutbacks.
or
Yeah.
to the edge of the box, or maybe chipped crosses to the number 9 in the box, or basically
Yeah.
the players occupying the box.
And we saw
And
that this season, the last season which we won, Liverpool were they did a lot of cutbacks throughout the whole
hmm,
season. वो cutbacks में, so if Frimpong is there and if there's a quality of Salah, like the likes of Salah, and like you said as well, like Frimpong and Wirtz have that some sort of um, compatibility that he knows that अब ये cutback करने वाला, I have to be in
yeah.
this position, and he does that.
And
So
dude, we've seen that so many times, like
yeah,
with Leverkusen in the last couple of seasons. Like, that chemistry has always been there with them, which is going to be very exciting to see how that translates to Liverpool. And I think, to the point of sort of negating Frimpong's defensive sort of concerns, I think Zoboslai is going to be very interesting in that aspect, because he is someone I think maybe Slot will trust to stay in deeper areas, use his
yeah,
long range of passing to maybe hold the width in sort of in different phases, and then maybe protect the team against counterattacks like that. Because he's very athletic. Zoboslai is extremely athletic. He can cover insane amount of ground, and I think, yeah, that athletic ability combined with his passing from deeper areas is going to add a different element to Liverpool's build up, and also his defending, the team's defending in the upcoming season. So
how do
yeah.
you see, like, if you take out the striker thing right now, let's just go with striker nahi hai Liverpool ke paas. So
Mm.
how do you see it panning out, the midfield situation at Liverpool? Is it still going to be McAllister, Gravenberch, Soboslai, or is it going to be maybe some sort of four of a midfield जहाँ पे he's able to accommodate Wirtz and Soboslai, McAllister, and Gravenberch sitting way too deep, protecting those centre backs? So how do you see that panning out in
I
terms of
think
transformation? Formation. My bad.
yeah. I think Yeah, Zeno. I don't know. Maybe that's a little. Maybe that's too drastic for Slot to consider.
Yeah,
I think he stays with the double pivot. I think he stays with
double pivot.
Gravenberch and McAllister. He brings in Zoboslai. Zoboslai stays in the team. And if you don't have a striker, it's very possible that he tries Wirtz at false nine in the opening weeks. So Wirtz is in the team. Zoboslai is in the team. You have Diaz or Gakpo on the other side. You have Salah still. So you have a lot of offensive firepower, but you also have the athletic ability of Gravenberch, McAllister, and Zoboslai still to complement all of that.
Absolutely.
So you have all of these players who are runners, who are excellent athletes, and you add on top of that the creative ability that Birds brings. Not to mention also his defensive work rate out of possession. He's also an excellent team player in that sense. So all of that makes for a very very potent combination of players. So I think striker or no striker, obviously it would help to have an exceptional goal scorer, but I think even if you don't have one, it's not the end of the world because you still have Salah, you still have
Yeah.
Wirtz, you have Sabas. Goals are going to come from everywhere. The team is just that good. Yeah,
Ninad Bhaiya, as a Bundesliga expert, once your words discussion ends and enlightens us about Voldemir striker, let's just talk about him as well for a few minutes. Let's
sure,
not,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, he's one of my favorite players to watch in the league, Nick Woltemade, and I think he's
a lot of
currently in the
people are talking
spotlight a
about
lot. He's been in the spotlight this past couple of months because of his links to Chelsea and the Premier League. Yeah, he's an exceptionally unique player. Almost 2 meters tall. They call him 2 meter Messi in
Oh,
Germany. Yeah, he is exceptionally unique at dribbling with his feet, and he's very very well organized. You don't always imagine tall strikers to be good with their feet, dribbling past players, but he can do all of that, and he he is just because he is tall. I don't think it's fair to pigeonhole him as a target man player because he
mhm.
isn't necessarily the strongest yet at sort of absorbing contact. He is going to win you a lot of fouls. He's going to be a hassle to defend against because of his size and stature. But yeah, he's a very very talented player. He's very neat and tight spaces, carries the ball really well, and yeah, he has a lot of interesting elements to his game. And I think he could do with maybe another year in the Bundesliga before he decides to move elsewhere. If he does at all move to another side, but yeah,
It
very
looks
very
already
talented
a lot
player.
of people are talking about him. I won't be surprised
Yeah,
he can move somewhere.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the talent is there. He's an exceptionally talented player, and yeah, it's going to be very exciting to see how it all pans out for him.
Absolutely. We are definitely signing a striker. Nunes. Ha, Nunes ka, there have been links with Napoli, there have been links with Atletico Madrid. So it is as clear as a day that Darwin Nunes is leaving. So I'll just take two cents of you. Why do you think Darwin Nunes didn't work out at Liverpool? Kyuki, I love the player's athleticism, his passion. Whenever he's on the pitch, that spark, that one, hota hai ki whenever that someone, a player is on the pitch, and like even if he doesn't do good, I want him to do good. He's that kind of a man. So why do you think that it didn't work out with Liverpool?
I I don't know, and it's tricky with Nunez. I feel like he has all of the pieces that a Premier League striker should have to excel in this league. Like he's exceptionally good at running in behind. He's very very difficult to defend against because of that pace, and yeah, he's not someone that shirks from challenges and things like that. He sort of embraces the physical side of the Premier League also. But I think the finishing aspect, I think that is just, it's always, I think maybe it's a maybe finishing issue and a confidence issue, where maybe if when you go on a barren run of no goals, I think maybe that starts to affect you at some point. And yeah, I think maybe it's just a lot of different factors coming together, which has sadly resulted in his potential departure this summer. Because I think he's an exceptionally talented player, and
Yeah,
maybe he goes on elsewhere and finds his feet again, which I hope he does, because yeah, he's a very good player. And like you say, people root for him because yeah, he's someone that gives us all for the team. He's
absolutely.
seems like a fun dude to be around as well in the dressing room. So yeah.
With Frimpong providing with, I hope double triple marking of Salah reduces. I genuinely can't remember when was the last time Salah has a triple. That is so true. Like, uh, अरे क्या हो गया? Till जब तक Nina is not there, we'll take other questions as well. That is so true, bhai. I remember the PSG match as well.
Hello, are you
Yeah, yeah,
are you
yeah, yeah.
okay?
Back, you're back. Yes, no worries.
Sorry. So yeah, you were saying.
I just agree with this comment that is so
Yeah.
true that I remember the PSG match as well. Like he was every single time double mark, triple mark, and उसके बाद people come out and say that Salah didn't perform, Salah ghosted. अरे he's a human being at the end of the day. He's not Lionel Messi. कि वो he'll dribble past a lot of players. I don't know why people don't understand that.
I mean, he's done Messi-esque things this past season, and for his age and the things he's doing is exceptionally good. And let's be honest, the kind of comparison, the kind of contention, the point of contention for people is against the Champions League winning team, arguably one of the best teams in Europe last season, if not the best. Uh, I think PSG are a very, very sort of outlierish example to discuss Salah's weakness, or if that is even a weakness at all, like being sort of unable to maneuver against to being double and triple marked. But I think yeah, Frimpong is definitely going to help there. He is someone that provides inverting runs or overlapping runs, and yeah, I think he's just going to drag defenders away from Salah, help him find himself more in 1v1 opportunities where we know again 9 times out of 10 he is just going to find that little bit of space, drop the shoulder, and whip in a nice cross or a nice through ball in behind. So I think Frimpong is definitely going to help there. Yeah.
If Liverpool ain't signing a CDM, do you think Soboslai is good enough to play that role? Because yeah, let's just go with your comment. Do you think he
Yeah,
can?
I think so. And it's something that he's done for the national team as well, I believe, and he's done it to a very good level. Um, I think there's a comment somewhere that he made that he also prefers to play deeper as well.
Yeah.
He spoke to Hungarian media about that. So I think he's done that before, and we've seen him have a sort of utilitarian role almost for Liverpool in some games where he's the one sort of doing the legwork for on the right side and helping out Salah and Trent on the right side, where he's just all over the pitch because he's such an exceptional athlete. You get a lot of use out of that quality on and off the ball. So I think it's very possible that we see Zoboslai play a more deeper role next season in different games. Again, if either Gravenberch or McAllister are missing, maybe that's somewhere he fills in at number 6. But generally, I think most games you can absolutely expect him to start in that number 10 role alongside Wirtz in some kind of combination that Arne Slot is going to cook up. So let's
I
see.
have expected. It'll happen, yeah, Anurag. Don't worry about it. Konatega extension will be there. Will be there. Don't worry. Things will happen. And bro, how does Ekitike fit Liverpool? Because he just exploded after Marmoush left, but a lot of clubs want him. Yeah. Do you think he first? Like my question is like in two parts. Do you think he's good enough for? Is he like 100 million player? And at the same time, do you think जो सारे लोग बोल रहे हैं, even if I feel that he's a raw Isak, let's just put it that way. Do you think he's 100 million player? And second question, do you think he's a raw Isak and good enough to play for Liverpool?
First question, yes. Second question, yes. I think that's the closest comparison I can think of when I watch Ekitike. Like he's very much a unicorn when it comes to like again technique with the ball alongside Voltamada, again another really exceptionally better striker, I'd say, with the ball at his feet. Ekitike, he's very, very good. The upside that is there with him is definitely 100 million good, and I think it's just about which club wants to take that chance on him. Because as far as I know, and what the media reports are, that Eintracht Frankfurt are not under any pressure to sell him as such, because they've made a decent chunk of money since selling Marmoush, and they are a very well run club. So whatever money has to be offered for him has to be the price that they want. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting where he decides to end up this summer, because like you say, Chelsea are in for him, Liverpool are also in the conversation, and yeah, Ekitike, the way he would fit Liverpool is, I think, another player who's like very comfortable drifting out wide, having the ball to his feet, dribbling past players, and he's very neat with the ball at his feet in terms of having little touches to dribble past players. I think again that it goes back to that conversation about his adjustment to the Premier League in terms of his physicality, because he is tall. I know he's a tall striker and can be a little bit of a hassle to defend against, but also I think he doesn't apply himself physically as much in terms of absorbing challenges. And I don't necessarily mean that to be an absolute weakness, but it's definitely a room of improvement for him if he wants to excel in the Premier League, where he just has to learn to sort of absorb that contact from players and use his back to goal more often to collect the ball, turn, and then find space in behind. But again, it's all about how you configure that for him. If you configure the team for him to just run in behind, you know, connect with passes from the likes of Zoboslai, Wirtz, Salah, it's going to work great because 9 times out of 10 he's going to try and avoid, having sort of being boxed in by centre backs, and he's got that pace to sort of outpace most centre backs on his day. So yeah, again, another player with a lot of exceptionally good elements, and he can be 100 million good for sure. Yeah.
Like before moving forward, guys, everyone, please go and follow Ninad on his Twitter account. You'll get to see a lot of interesting stuff by him. So yeah, please go. And I mentioned the
Appreciate it.
link in the description as well. So please go and follow him on Twitter. Yeah.
Thank you so
Like
much.
I always used to think मैंने जितना Ekitike को follow किया that he's good what till like 70, 75. I still believe that a guy who just burst onto the scene from like past 1.5 years, and I don't think so is like 100 million. But if you say that, I'll take your word for it because you are a Bundesliga expert and I'm not. See, I can't say that. I won't claim that I watch Bundesliga every week, week in week out. I don't do that. But yeah, I agree. A lot of people were saying that he's underperforming his XG, just like Darwin Nunes used to do. Wahan pe I don't agree because till the time Marmoush was with him, he was doing fantastic. Like he was not carrying the Frankfurt's attack alone, right? And when Marmoush left, he more or less he had to carry the whole Frankfurt's attack alone. So the talent is there. I have seen his videos as well, but वो तो डार्विन न्यूनेस ने भी जब हमारे सामने गोल मारा था, thought that he is going to kill, but he didn't do that. So
Oh man, I feel like Nunez has ruined a lot of strikers for Liverpool fans. A lot of strikers for
Nunes
Liverpool.
has ruined a lot of potential Portuguese players who were playing in the Portuguese league coming into Premier League. वहाँ का price का quota, I think everyone is very scared to pay.
No,
Think
that's
about
fair.
it. We don't want to even pay 5 million to Benfica, so we stopped him at 49 appearances so that we don't have to pay extra 5 million to him. That's the thing.
Oh gosh, yeah.
If you have an option, like if you are Richard Hughes at Liverpool, sporting director, would you go for Ekitike or Osimhen for this season? Like
Ah,
for Liverpool?
I mean, listen, I think Osimhen is the clear choice between the two. If you had to sign someone now to deliver right away, I think Osimhen is that guy. I think Ekitike is going to have a learning curve in the Premier League, maybe a season or season and a half. But if you want someone who comes in, delivers straight off the go, I think it's Osimhen. And I think the big stumbling point with him for a lot of clubs has been those wage demands of his,
Yeah.
which is fair enough. Like a lot of clubs don't want to pay those exorbitant wages, but I think at this point, if you ask me if I had the finances, I would definitely go for Osimhen to deliver straight away because this is a world class number that you're seeing who's just scoring
Yeah.
goals for fun at Galatasaray, and who's potentially going to stay there if nobody else acts on the situation, which is fair enough. I mean, you only get one career, so you have to pursue the best opportunity that you can. So yeah.
Fiago की टीम हैम्बर्ग प्रमोट हो गई है Bundesliga going to burst. हाँ, Bundesliga is definitely going to be really exciting this season as well. Do you think Liverpool will play 3-4-3? Because I don't think so. Arne Slot would do that drastic transition of 3-4-3. What do you think about? Do you think he would go for 3-4-3? I don't think so.
I don't either. I think that's too drastic a change to consider at this point because I think when Klopp was there, I think he with the signing of Thiago, and I always think of Thiago as like a turning point for Liverpool's midfield because signing someone like him was very different from the likes of Wijnaldum, Henderson, Fabinho,
Absolutely.
who were more physically inclined. Thiago is someone who adds technique to the midfield, who adds balance, who adds more control,
To the
and Arne Slot has just carried on that kind of theme of development in the team and development of Liverpool's game model. So I think switching to a back three formation and purely because of the wing backs that you have, I think that's not going to pan out exactly. But I think the wing backs, Kerkesh and Frimpong, are going to have a lot of learning curve moments. I think this coming season because playing for a team like Liverpool is very different from playing for Bournemouth
Absolutely.
or for Leverkusen, because the stylistic differences are there, but also the risks involved, the marginal gains
And
that
the
are there, or the
expectations as
losses.
well. And the expectations
Absolutely,
as well comes with it.
absolutely.
That is true.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
What's your opinion on Harry Kane? How long will he be able to carry this form in Bundesliga? Do you think he will retire at Bayern?
I mean, I don't know if he'll retire at Bayern, but I mean, for us, I think, speaking as someone who's been covering his goals on social media for the league, I think it's only a good thing for us that he's knocking in the goals week in, week out. And yeah, I think for him, the move has been really, really good. Um, he's surrounded by world class players: Musiala, Olise, Joshua Kimmich, all of these different players who sort of fit him very well. And in company, he's found a manager who's willing to sort of put the best team in for him, who sort of makes the best of his playmaking capabilities, but also primarily gets him goals. And he's broken record after record in the past couple of seasons. So I think he's still got another few years in him. I think he's a very, very professional athlete. He's an exceptional player on the pitch and off the pitch. He's an example for the players in the dressing room. So yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that Kane is going to
I think
continue on his
he will
form
also
for
continue.
some time.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see.
Kirkis will uplift the game for game of Gakpo and Diaz. I hope I see him as a young Robbo right now, and I hope कि यार वो हमारे लिए अच्छा करे. And I just want him to do good. What do you think about Malik Fofana? Amazing player. From what I've observed, amazing player. What do you think about him, Neil?
I mean, listen, as a United fan, I can only say I was very, very threatened by him in the Lyon game. So so I think I've watched very few games of him. I don't have a full picture on him, but he is an exceptional athlete. Seems very versatile, being able to play wing back and also left wing. Um, and obviously, top clubs want him. He's got a good profile. He can play as a pure winger, but also play more as an inside forward or wing back if necessary. So yeah, got a lot of versatility. Takes a lot of boxes athletically as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting player. Going to be very interesting to see where he ends up this summer. Yeah.
It's a great. He's not a Bundesliga regular watcher. He covers Bundesliga. Mistake. मैंने
That's okay. That's
uh,
okay.
I've mentioned everything about him in the description, and this is his Twitter account. Please go and follow. He covers Bundesliga, so yeah, so he's an expert about it. But wanted to so I want a suggestion that if United signs, now you can see ये तो वो दिल से आने
See,
वाला answer.
I'll throw this to you. I'll throw this to you. Do you want to entertain this? This is a United question. This is a Liverpool channel. Do you want to
I'm
entertain the
okay.
question?
I'm okay. I'm being very honest about it. Kafi
Okay.
United fans are on the stream as well, so I don't mind. So I want to
Fair
suggest
enough.
if United signs Mbeumo, Cunha is already there with Bruno at the back. Who would fit United better? Ekitike, Sesko, and whatever name you want to take.
I mean, in terms of the players that are being linked at the moment, I think Ekitike is in a conversation. Gyökeres is also in the conversation. Osimhen is the one that I think I want United to go for, because I think that's the kind of player that when you pay the premium for, you are going to get premium quality out of him. But out of Ekitike and Sesko, and I think Sesko at the minute, and not that I have any inside knowledge of this, Sesko at the minute is being closely pursued by Arsenal.
Yeah,
So I think that's someone that Arteta really sees that he can mold him into the kind of striker that he wants for his team. So yeah, I think if Ekitike can be done, it's a very exciting opportunity, and it I think it may be slightly too early for him, but who knows? I mean, this is an exceptionally talented player that, if you don't get him in now, it's going to be costlier for you to get him in the future. But
absolutely.
given where United's finances are at the minute, and
Exactly.
given
That was my
where the
question.
team
Can United
team
do that?
building, I don't know. I think a lot of it depends on the outgoings. First of all, I think now that Cunha is in and Brian Mbeumo, I don't know what stage the negotiations are at, or if they've even begun formally as such, because I know that talks have just opened, but I don't know if any formal negotiations have started as such between the two teams. Um, I think with Cunha already in, I think the team needs to focus on outgoings now, and there
Yeah.
needs to be some money generated first in the bank, and then you worry about which striker you're going to sign, because whatever business that has to be done, it has to be done soon, because I think clubs want to get in those players early.
Yeah,
And ideally, I think Amorim would like to get those players in early as well. Whoever does end up at the club this summer, because it is really really important that these guys get as much time on the training pitch as possible,
yeah.
because I think last season was a little bit of a car crash. I think I think I think the team had a lot of whiplash trying to sort of disengage from Ten Hag's methods and then trying to learn a whole new system in half a season, um, which which is again a gamble that obviously the United ownership and the hierarchy took, but it's a decision that they took with maybe the long term goals in mind. And in that sense, I think yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who we end up with. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kanveer, for the super chat. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello, curious about Bayern Nico rejected replacement. Nico Williams.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I saw some reports that apparently Nico Williams has rejected supposedly a move to Bayern. I believe he favors a move to Barcelona. Replacement for him, I don't know. I don't know. I think Bayern wants someone for that spot, and but they're not necessarily too aggressive about it at the minute. I think.
Okay.
And again, I want to say I don't have any inside knowledge of these things, but Kingsley Coman is again, he's still an option at the club. He's currently at the Club World Cup with the team, and I think he has indicated that he would like to stay at Bayern. So the opportunity is there for them to just keep Coman for another couple of seasons and then push this problem down the road, because yeah, he is an exceptional player, very very good athlete, and yeah, I think Coman is just going to be fine at Bayern. He's yeah, he's a great big game player and very consistent with his quality. Yeah.
Acha, yeah, Osimhen.
Osman
Osimhen
Reeds.
because Frimpong crosses out.
Frimpong
He's
crosses.
very bullish kind of player, and your Salah was a. हाँ, Osimhen is
Yeah.
basically more of a fox in the box. He'll just finish. उसको वही काम आता है. Give him the chance, he'll finish the goal. So yeah, it all
Yeah.
depends on what basically Arne Slot wants. I'll just take it quickly. You can sign
Yeah.
one Ekiteke for 100 million or Sesko. Sesko का भी package Anurag is going till 100 million, so it doesn't make a difference right now. ये क्या Bayern will go for Rodrigo? Interesting. Do you think that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Again, I'm not sure, because I think Rodrigo primarily plays on the right. Olise already plays there, and I think he's got that position locked down. So I think any move to sort of hinder his presence in the team will probably not be in the best interest.
Don't
So
you think
yeah.
he can definitely play on the left as well, Rodrigo? And he's like,
Yeah, he can. He's versatile. He's versatile. Absolutely, he is. And to be fair, Lisa is also. But I think both players are at a stage now where obviously you know where you want to play, and you are the kind of profile of player internationally and at club level where if you want to make a move to a future club, you want to demand the best role for yourself. So yeah.
absolutely. Is Watkins? I like him, but he is
Yeah.
more of a stopgap option for us, in my opinion.
I think so. I think the fact that Arsenal considered him last season was very interesting, because I think he could have been someone that could have definitely helped them sort of close the gap a little bit more, and then whatever happens happens. But yeah, very interesting player at Aston Villa, very consistent. I think he's been looking to move on for maybe a season or two by now, but the club are in a very good upward trajectory, so it's probably happy to stay and see where the project ends up.
There's
So,
this one
yeah.
player which everyone is talking about, and I have seen very limited of him as well. But jitna dekha, I've been very impressed with him, and he's being linked with Liverpool, Madrid, Angelo Stiller. What do you think about him? Like, what are your thoughts on him? Like, as a player, do you think a lot of there are like mixed reports about him. Someone is saying that बहुत अच्छा player है. He's very amazing player. He can control the midfield. He's that Tony Cruz kind of vibe player. What do you think about him? Do you think he's good enough to play for Liverpool, or he still needs to discuss a lot, or like improve a lot as well?
I think he's probably he is definitely someone who can come into an elite setup and contribute and be like a player who can sort of be the primary sort of controller in midfield, so that Tony Cruz comment is fair in the terms of the stylistic presence that both players have on the pitch. Stiller is someone who likes to have control the ball, is more of a quarterback for the team. He will break opposition lines from midfield. Physically, he is not the best. So when you have someone like Stella in the team, you need someone who's more of a hard tackling midfielder who is going to run, a lot for you. And Stella isn't a bad athlete, but again, I think he just needs someone more physical and taller alongside him, because Stiller does a few things and he does those to a very, very exceptional level, like in terms of deep build up and having sort of that again connective presence in midfield. He's someone who very quickly always looks for a forward pass and is very, very good at finding those forward passes and completing those forward passes. And he completes a lot of risky passes also, where it's like whenever he does have the ball, you don't necessarily feel like he's taking a lot of risk with his passes.
Yeah.
So he's very, very controlled in what he does. So I think he's someone who could come in to a team like Liverpool and contribute very well. Does he start in the Liverpool team? Probably not, because you already have McAllister and Gravenberch, but he will definitely be a very important piece for Liverpool, or a team like Man City or Chelsea, for example. Like, he's just that kind of midfielder who's just going to come into elite possession setups and just slot right in absolutely fine. So
like
yeah,
like Endo, like जब
yeah,
Endo आया था, he hit again. I am surprised that this season Arne Slot didn't give him a lot of chances, and rightly so as well, because Arne Slot prefers the kind of guy who is press resistant with progressive passing कर सके. Endo maybe वो नहीं कर सकता, but I think Endo जैसा player, the kind of profile he has, I think he is these kind of players you need in team, because whenever you are winning वो basically tight matches 1-0 or like 2-1 matches, you need someone to come in midfield and just basically negate those attacks from the other team and nullify those attacks. I think Endo बहुत अच्छे से करता है वो चीज.
yeah,
Like
I agree. I agree. I think the biggest compliment we can pay to Wataru Endo is that he is the kind of player that who Jurgen Klopp would have signed in his first 3 or 4 seasons. Like, if he
yes,
was there right now, he would have fit into that very physical leaning midfield perfectly well alongside Wijnaldum, Henderson, Endo. I think that trio could have worked out really nicely. He is just that kind of player, and not to do a disservice to his quality on the ball. I think he's just that kind of a player who is like physically he can be, a bit of a menace in midfield. He can disrupt games like that, and he can sort of affect games
yeah.
positively in that sense. So yeah.
Next year we should start looking up VVD and Salah successor. Absolutely, मुझे तो लगता है कि इसी सीजन से Liverpool might have started looking at a lot of players, but I think yeah. With that question, it reminds me of Castello Luqueba. Do
Hmm.
you think he has that capability to come and replace VVD in long term?
Yes, I think I don't know. It
I
might seem that
personally love
because
the player.
because see, listen, it might come across that I'm a Bundesliga watcher, like I cover the league, and so I always say yes to these things. But I think Lokeba is again another really, really gifted player. Ticks a lot of boxes in terms of his athletic ability, but he's exceptionally good at progressing the ball from the back. Very, very good as a passer, and yeah, I think he's someone that elite clubs are going to be looking at in the next couple of seasons as someone who really fits the profile of what you want from a modern centre back. And I think Liverpool already probably, if Dean Howson did not have the intentions of going to Real Madrid, maybe Dean Howson could have been that kind of player who would have been the perfect Virgil van Dijk replacement for the future. And I think because he's gone to Madrid now, that you have to find a centre back in that sort of age range, and I think Lukeba is young. He's got a lot of
His
potential
engine
in
house
him already.
as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he's collected already a lot of minutes at an elite level, and he's a consistent player too. So I think, yeah, Lokeba, one to watch out for the future for sure.
What do you think? Should United trigger Kane's release clause in the winter? He has still 2 to 3 good years left in him. He would definitely be lethal. Plus OPI, another academy grads like Kai Rooney. मतलब ये तो आप बहुत लंबा सोच रहे हो. Kai Rooney हो
बहुत बहुत
जाएगा.
बहुत लंबी चली गई ये तो देखो यार, first of all, I don't even know if Kane has a release clause. He's publicly denied any of those things, so I don't even know if he has a release clause. But yes, he does have 2 or 3 good years left in him.
I don't
And
think so he'll join United. Like
नहीं, वो तो नहीं होता, और वो था डिजायर था टीम का, बट देन वो गाड़ी निकल गई है, एंड आई थिंक चैप्टर भी क्लोज हो गया है, so ये
yeah.
कमेंट भी क्लोज कर देते हैं, I think.
I feel if Arsenal choose Gyökeres, then United will try for Sesko and will knows
It's
him and
possible.
Sesko wants a
It's
new project.
possible, Mystic. Yep, it's possible. That's the only thing I can tell you. Yeah, it's possible. That I think it makes sense also, like for United to pursue uh, someone like him, who they have the relations like with Christopher Vivell. You have already a sort of background established there with the Red Bull system. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all turns
I
out.
think it's more
But
of a watching game right now because
yeah.
Gyökeres is also being linked with Arsenal. Sesko is also being linked with Arsenal. I think United is more of just sitting it back right now and just watching ki kya
Mm.
hoga, and then we'll try to move, right?
Yeah, because they're not necessarily in a position where they can dictate how the market is going to move at this point. Because
Absolutely.
I think if they had a preference, they would have already signed that number 9 by now, or at least
Because
made a move
they
earlier.
already
So
have Højlund and Zirkzee, तो उनमें से किसी एक को तो Højlund most probably will definitely leave the club, I guess.
we'll
Who
see.
would you
We'll
prefer,
see.
Rasmus Højlund or Joshua Zirkzee to leave the club?
I think I don't know, man. I think Hoyland could maybe fetch better finances because of the kind of striker that he is. Zirkzee is more of a playmaking number 9, so I think maybe there's less financial upside with him. But with Hoyland, there's probably more because I think Serie A clubs are interested in him and they already see a lot of output from him. Obviously, only maybe regularly started there for about half a season, but in that half a season, he showed enough for United to be convinced to throw that insane amount of money on him. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. I think my personal preference is that maybe neither leaves and like Hoyland works it all out and like becomes the striker that United
Yeah, I used to
wanted
think
him to
about
be in
how
the
to
first
think it. I
place.
understand. I understand.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's wishful thinking, yes, but yeah, I think I'd like to keep both. They are both useful in their own ways, and it's really useful. I think to have these kind of strikers who can come in against different kinds of opposition and let teams think differently against United. And so yeah, we'll see.
One more question. I saw one twin Malik Fafana with Rio and Gumia. But Rio and Gumia is massively talented, yaar.
Hmm.
I have heard a lot of good things about that guy. Like I had a conversation with a lot of people in England. Bolte ki yaar, this guy looks 16, but he plays like he's 2021. Next confidence is very good. I
Yeah.
hope he's one of those guys जो आके flourish करेगा, not that kind of a teenager जो young में ही मतलब आया और गायब हो जाए. I hope he's not one of those guys.
Hmm.
In short,
We'll
Arsenal
see.
wants Sesko, United wants Gyökeres wants Isak, everyone wants Ekitike, someone else also.
हाँ भाई ऐसा ही हो रहा है
Basically,
ऐसे ही हो रहा
domino
है
kind of effect होगा मेरे हिसाब से.
वही आई थिंक सो या देखते
What
क्या
do you
होता है बट
think
आई थिंक
Newcastle will sell Isak or they are
पता नहीं
open?
यार आई डोंट नो आई थिंक उन पे सेलिंग का प्रेशर इतना तो लग नहीं रहा है बिकॉज सो फार आई फील लाइक yeah they've managed to keep any interest of Anthony Gordon. Guimaraes is the club captain. They definitely want to keep him. Isak, I think they are maybe willing to consider only if the right money does come in. So I don't think they're necessarily under too much pressure to like हाँ भाई हमें तो बेचना ही है इस समय.
See,
So
from see, this is a question asking from a reporter's point of view. मैं पूछता हूँ आपसे.
okay.
This is my wild theory. See, मैं अपने channel पे Alexander Isak propaganda start कर चुका हूँ that Alexander Isak will definitely join Liverpool on this wild theory that
Uh-huh.
few weeks back Isak was untouchable. Like बोलते थे कि
Yes.
Isak का मतलब club से जा ही नहीं सकता, and like now 6-7 days back David Ornstein or like few of the other reliable reporters said that 200 million or 150 million or like you said कि appropriate bid आएगा, then Newcastle might be open to selling him. So I have this proposition whenever a number comes up now, this means the club is open to come on the negotiating table and see क्या हो सकता है क्या नहीं हो सकता है, because I personally feel Isak is a very ambitious player. He has already helped them win a trophy as well, right? So I don't think so he will stay at the club for a longer period of time because he knows whenever Newcastle UCL में जाता है, Premier League campaign gets derailed. The squad is not good enough to compete on both of the fronts, right? So by selling Isak, they could improve the team on different positions. Basically, इनका ये Coutinho money हो सकता है, right? So this is
हो
my
सकता है.
theory that Isak could join Liverpool. But yeah, इसमें like Wirtz wanted to join Liverpool. Same goes for Isak. If he wants to join Liverpool only, then this transfer can happen, in my opinion. Other than
I
that,
think so.
नहीं
Yeah.
होगा. So this is my personal uh, hunch on it. What do you think,
Yeah,
Gaurav?
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I think definitely there is a number for Isak. And like I said, Newcastle only want to accept bids for that number. I don't think they necessarily want to waste too much time negotiating. तो भाई जिसके पास पैसा है वो पैसे दो, प्लेयर लो, ऐसा है.
So what do you think
तो
is the sweet spot of getting Isak? What's that magic number?
what is that magic number? Who knows, man? It's definitely in the 120 plus region, like whatever 130, 120 region, 120 to 140 के बीच में कुछ तो होगा, because yeah,
Yeah,
he is insanely good. Like Alexander Isak is just exceptionally good. A player who has come into the league, who has overcome physical doubts of being it, like whether he will adjust to the Premier League or not. And let's be honest, he wasn't the strongest player when he did come into the league.
absolutely.
And like playing for Newcastle, a team that has primarily dominated through physical means and being a very, very sort of unstoppable team out of possession and almost overwhelming teams. Like, by he I think definitely tormented Konate and Van Dijk at
Absolutely,
St James's Park. I
absolutely,
remember that game. So
absolutely.
so yeah, I think he's definitely a huge troublemaker for Premier League
Exactly,
defenses.
exactly. Sitting and thinking,
So
yeah, Wirtz pass karega यहाँ से Salah and पीछे amazing.
it's a very attractive proposition. I think any striker who is in these concepts, obviously Osimhen, Gyökeres, Isak, Ekitike, all of them should be maybe jumping at the gun almost to like have the option of joining a team like Liverpool. It's just obviously whether those finances can happen for Liverpool. Again, I think Darwin Nunez is part of that equation also for you guys. So
My
let's see.
personal
Let's see.
opinion, if Bayern was really that invested in Nico Williams, they should go back for their academy product, Kanan Yildiz. He's perfect. Perfect. Would love him at United. Even Liverpool should think of him. I have Keenan Yildiz.
So he's a Juventus,
Juventus
is a
one, right?
Turkey international. Yeah, he's currently at
Oh, yes.
Juventus. And I think पिछले season say he's been playing regularly for them, and he's, I don't know too much about him, but like he's like I think a sort of playmaking left-sided player who again is very neat in tight spaces, can score really really exceptional goals. So I think yeah, he's very talented player. A lot of people are excited about him. But again, yeah, I don't know too much about him beyond that. So it'll be interesting to see. I think he's definitely someone who's on the market, or at least in the conversation for big teams.
I
Yeah.
guess our blueprint is PSG. This is my opinion. If we don't sign a striker, then I
Hmm.
think that Liverpool might go, like Arne Slot might go on that route that jahan pe the front three is more of a fluid front three. I
हो
think
सकता है,
हो
absolutely
सकता
हो
है.
सकता है. Yeah, I think that's definitely the players are there for him to do that. Like मतलब Wirtz है, Salah है, Diaz या Gakpo, तो like already they are sort of fit into the equation very nicely. And I think even if you want to play Wirtz out wide, you could start Jota as long as he's injury free.
Even
If he
Diaz
stay,
as a false
yeah,
nine.
even Diaz has played really well at false nine in the past season. So yeah, I think again we're already seeing a lot of options there already, and that blueprint maybe looks a lot more clearer in our heads. So dekhte hai, yeah, because I think PSG last
You
season,
love
like such
Rashford.
a
Let's just cut that.
हमारे भी हेल्प हो जाएगी. ठीक है यार, जाते हैं. मैं बोलता हूँ बायन को जाके. नहीं यार, देखते हैं. I don't know, we'll see.
Like
Yeah.
the quality is there, but the attitude is not there. So what do you think? What exactly, as a United fan, what do you think? What exactly is the issue with Marcus Rashford?
See, I think maybe sometimes the attitude stuff, whatever is being portrayed in the media, is probably over exaggerated. And I think there is a very clear trend with certain outlets in the way they cover Marcus Rashford's activities in a very different light to other athletes. So again, I think that's a different conversation. But with Rashford, I think the problem is that a new manager has come in, and with Ten Hag, I think he was willing to sort of give him some leeway in forward areas. कि हाँ भाई तू तेरे को ज़्यादा defend नहीं करना है, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. We'll sort of construct the team in a way कि you don't have to do all that. You run in behind, you give us space in behind, you give us the direct strengths of yours, you give us goals, we'll give you, and we'll sort of cover everything else. But with Amorim, I think he is very very principled in that. नहीं यार, तू मेरे system में खेलेगा, तू ऐसे ही
Yes.
खेलेगा. तेरे को खेलना है तो you play this way or you don't play at all. And I think that's a very hardline stance he's taken. Whether you agree with it or not is your personal prerogative, but like that's just managers do that. Is
Absolutely.
the it's the sort of nature
और
of the game
Amorim ही
where
तो बोला जाता है ना,
yeah,
he comes from the school of Jose Mourinho, तो थोड़ा attitude भी Mourinho vibes का तो
Portuguese
आएगा.
managers like that. Yeah, it's like that. The Portuguese players, managers are like that, and they're very sort of principled in terms of how they want to do things. And Amorim is no exception. So I think, okay, I mean, listen, everything he's done for the club. You know, I'll never forget his contributions for the team, and like, and yeah, he's given me some of my best moments as a United fan, and I can only wish him the best wherever he does end up in the future. So yeah, no hard feelings, honestly. I mean, who am I to have hard feelings? Honestly, like, he's just trying to do the best for his own career and his family. So yeah,
One of the
whatever
things
it
I
is
don't
what it is.
understand, that why these managers publicly call out players. Even if you want to sell him, you're killing his stocks. Fair enough. Again, सबका सारे managers का अपना अपना style होता है. Let's
Yeah,
just say that, like, Arne Slot का अपना style है to criticize players. Uh, जो हमें बहुत weird लगता था starting में, to be very honest, क्योंकि under Klopp we never saw that Klopp every single time he defended his players, and Arne Slot, he has the creative way to criticize his players in media, so it's fine.
yeah.
We need a Lewandowski replacement next season. Darwin Nunes ले लो मेरे से. Darwin Nunes ले लो. I
Oh
think
god,
that would be really good.
that would be great. Yeah.
Well, let's just my last question to you, and we'll just finish it up. यार तुम सब ले जाओ, मतलब हमारी टीम खाली कर लो, हद हो गई. Why do you need to start in? छोड़ दो भाई, हमें छोड़ दो, please. So,
Oh gosh.
what do you think, like Florian Wirtz and Frimpong?
Hmm.
Do you think, like, what should be a realistic first pehle season ka expectations from these two guys? Because with Frimpong, ज़्यादा होगा भी नहीं, because everyone would be like, यार ये तो सस्ते में आया, he's very cheap in that. I think Wirtz के ऊपर media pressure, I think fans का भी वो रहेगा that he's that 100 plus category में आया. So what do you think should be a realistic expectations from these two guys, and how do you see both of them fitting into this team as a whole?
I think they are going to be interesting fits to the team. I think with Frimpong, there's more consideration where, like, you have to sort of configure the team and you have to maybe make some adjustments in different areas. So with Frimpong, there is maybe more of an adjustment curve.
Yeah.
But with Wirtz, I think he immediately comes into the team and straight away improves it a whole new level. So I think in terms of the fit, I think both of those players, will fit in exceptionally well. One is more of a bigger learning curve than the other, but they're going to be absolutely fine. And in terms of the expectation, I think fans are going to have their own irrational expectations, which is what they do. But I think with Wirtz, if everything goes well in the way that I expect it to go for him, I see easily him getting double figures for both goals and assists this in his first season. Maybe that's me shooting too high, but listen, he is an exceptionally talented player, and if Slot can help him adjust the Premier League soon and, like, sort of get that adjustment out of the way in the early weeks, I think this is a player who has the talent to go to the very top. And like, I've said this on other Liverpool channels, like, कि भाई लिवरपूल में बॉलर डोर जीतने वाला है, लाइक दिस इज जस्ट एन इनेविटेबिलिटी, होने ही वाला है, लाइक अगले 2 से 3 साल में होने ही वाला है, लाइक दिस इज जस्ट अ प्लेयर दैट इज गोइंग टू विन द बॉलर डोर and in his career, and like, he's already so good at a young age, and he's going to approach his prime years at Liverpool. So just imagine how far he could go, and I think the ceiling for him is that, yeah, he is going to be the outright best player in the world one day. So that's something that Liverpool fans should absolutely look forward to. So yeah,
Fingers crossed. We already have one of the best players in the world right now, Mohamed Salah. I hope next season kuch aisa ho that basically I hope Florian Wirtz helps Mohamed Salah to win his first Ballon d'Or, because I think now before ending the stream, I think now he deserves it. Yeah, I think he has done
I think so.
a lot for this club, a lot for Premier League as well. But let's see क्या होता है आने वाले सीजन में. But thank you so much, Nina. Thank you so much for doing this.
No worries.
And we'll get you on this channel again. And I hope पहली हैट्रिक होगी फ्लोरिन वर्ट्ज की पहले मैच में. I'll get you on the very next stream after that. And I'll tell everyone.
Looking forward to it, man. That'll be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you again. And thank you so much at जितने भी लोग आए, जितने भी लोगों ने interact किया, I really appreciate it. And before going for the last time, this is Ninad's Twitter. Please go and please follow, and you'll get to learn a lot of new stuff as well. And thank you so much, Ninad, for doing this. Really appreciate it.
No worries, Aish. No
Guys,
worries.
bye
Take
bye.
care.